under Section 51 of RA 12609, otherwise known as the New Government Procurement Act, and its implementing rules and regulation, to be conducted by the members of the BOC and DPWH for the three consultancy projects. First is 25 CSF 004, Consulting Services for the Conduct of Initial Environmental Examination, or IEE, for the pilot project in Albay, for the project for capacity development in coastal engineering, for disaster resiliency in Republic of the Philippines, Albay, 2nd Visiting District. Second is 25 CSF 005, Consulting Services for the Geohazard Assessment and Geological and Geotechnical Investigation for the proposed bridge, building, facility, and slope protection projects in Region 5, And lastly is 26 CSF 002, Consulting Services for the conduct of feasibility studies, preliminary and detailed engineering, economic analysis, technical studies, traffic impact assessment, to junction Sagñay to Iriga City Bypass Road, Camarines Sur 4th Legislative District, and Camarines Sur 5th Legislative District. So before we proceed, may I introduce to you the attendees for today's activity, starting with myself as the BOC chairperson, Appeling Marina and Mataga, at the same time the Chief of the Right of Acquisition Legal Division. On my right is Dr. Maricho Rapido Santas, BOC Vice Chairperson and the Chief of the Administrative Division. On my left is Engineer Benjamin J. Patrick Jr., BOC Regular Member and the Chief of the Quality Assurance and Hydrology Division. Engineer Arnel L. Samson, BOC Provisional Member and the Chief of the Maintenance Division. We have Engineer L.B. M. Masayo, BOC Head DWG and the Assistant Chief of the Construction Division, and Engineer Dennis Edward BOC DWG. So, to continue, may I call on Engineer Mariel to present to us the eligibility requirements as well as the technical and financial components of the procurement projects.
For the technical requirements, technical proposal submission form shall be the cover letter of the technical proposal using the form prescribed in Section 7, PBD related forms TPF1. Field job certificate of registration, platinum membership in accordance with Section 20 of the IRR. Feasibility is prescribed in ITB Clause 16, validity period under ITB Clause 15. Information indicated in the paragraphs below must be provided by the consultants and each partner, if any, following the formats described in the technical proposal forms. Number 1, a brief description of the organization and outline of recent experience of the consultant and each partner, if any, on projects of a similar and related nature as required for TPF2, consultants' references. For each project, the outline should indicate, among the other things, the project, contract amount, and the consultant's involvement. Information should be provided only for those projects for which the consultant was legally contracted by itself or as one of the major participating consultants within an association. Whenever applicable, the experience of individual experts from projects completed independently or when associated with consultants other than the one with whom the individual is currently associated, but cannot be claimed as the experience of the current consultant or any one of its partners, but can be claimed by the individuals themselves in their CVs. Consultants should be prepared to substantiate the claimed experience if so requested by the procuring entity. Number 2, comments if any on the DOR TPF number 3. Comments and suggestions of consultants in the terms of reference and on data, services, and facilities. To improve performance in carrying out the project. Innovativeness shall be appreciated, including workable suggestions that could improve the quality or effectiveness of the project. In this regard, unless the consultant clearly states otherwise, it shall be assumed by the procuring entity that the work required to implement any such improvements is included in the inputs shown in the consultant's staffing schedule. It shall include a list of facilities requested by the consultants to be provided with the procuring entity, if any, in addition to those shown in the data sheet, that may include support facilities such as counterpart staff, office space, local transportation, equipment, domestic administrative support, etc. that would be needed to carry out the project. Number 3, a concise, complete, and logical description of how the consultants team shall carry out the services to meet all requirements of the TOR using TPF4, description of the methodology and work plan for performing the project. Number 4, an organization chart of the key and support staff indicating their tasks in the project using TPF5, team composition and tasks. Number 5, the name, age, and nationality, background, employment record, and professional experience of each nominated expert included ongoing projects, with particular reference to the type of experience required for the tasks assigned should be presented in the CV format shown in TPF6, format of curriculum vitae for proposed professional staff. Only one duly notarized CV for each consultant involved in the project may be submitted for each position. Number 6, the procuring entity requires that each expert confirm that the content of the CV is correct, and the experts themselves should sign the certification of the CV. In addition, the expert should submit a signed written commitment stating that the expert should work for the project once awarded the project. A 0 rating shall be given to a nominated expert if the expert is number 1, is proposed for a domestic possession but is not a Filipino citizen. Number 2, failed to state nationality of the CV. Or number 3, the CV is not assigned in accordance with paragraph number 5 above. Number 7, a time schedule, TPF7, time schedule for professional personnel, indicating clearly that the estimated duration in terms of person to month, shown separately for work in the field and in the home office, and the proposed timing of each input for each nominated expert, including domestic experts, if required using the format shown. The schedule shall also indicate when experts are working in the project office and when they are working at locations away from the project office. Number 8, a work plan showing in graphical format or bar chart the timing of major activities, anticipated coordination meetings, and deliverables of its reports required under the TOR using TPF8, activity or work schedule. Activity work schedule. Omnibus sworn statement using the new JPTB format. For the financial requirements, financial proposal submission form should form the covering letter of the financial proposal, summary of costs, breakdown of price per activity, breakdown of remuneration per activity, reimbursables per activity, and miscellaneous expenses relate to the cost of consulting services under 2 distinct categories. Further instructions or clarifications on the submission of technical and financial documents. For those who wish to use food security declaration as food security, use the new format for Department Memorandum Circular 85 Series of 2020 uploaded in the field jobs and DPWH websites. Similarly, use the uploaded new omnibus warrant statement format that contains addendum in clause 3 pertaining to the declaration of non-inclusion in the blacklist and an additional declaration as clause 10 pertaining to the advance payment. Review documents to be submitted to avoid non-compliance of bid. Check the validity of permits, licenses, registrations, and clearances. Check the completeness as to form and substance of the bid security, affidavits, declarations, and other notarized documents. Erasures, interlineation, overwriting, alterations in any document should likewise be signed or initialed by the authorized managing officer. Brief explanations on the criteria for preliminary examination of bids, detailed evaluation of bids, and post-qualification. Preliminary examination of bids shall be conducted in accordance with Section 59 of the IRR of RA 12009. Bids that fail to include any requirement from the checklist or are incomplete or patently insufficient shall be considered as failed. Detailed evaluation of bids is to be conducted either as quality-based evaluation procedure or quality cost-based evaluation procedure as is specified in the bidding documents. For contract ID number 25 CSF 004, 25 CSF 005, and 26 CSF 002. The proposals of passing bids shall be evaluated using the duly approved criteria for technical document evaluation. Only those technical documents that have passed the required 80% rating points shall proceed to the opening of the financial proposals. And only those bids with the financial proposals passing the requirement shall be included in the tallying of scores and ranking. Post-qualification shall be conducted in accordance with Rule 10. Post-qualification of the IRR 12009. Verification, validation, and certifiable statements made and documents submitted to the bidder with the lowest calculated bid, using non-discretionary criteria as stated in the bidding documents covering the legal, technical, and financial requirements. The provisions of the IRR 12009 on the DPWH Procurement Manual 3, Consultancy shall govern the procurement. Instructions on the purchase of bidding documents. Only the owner of the firm or the authorized representative shall be allowed to transact business relative to bidding matters and purchase of bidding documents. For the 176 series of 1993 and as reiterated in the 197 series of 2001. Authorized representatives are required to submit special power of attorney or secretary certificate whichever is applicable. The authorized representatives issued with SPA or secretary certificate shall be required to present 2 valid government IDs and a printed copy of the document request list from the Phillips posting of the contract to be bid showing the name of their consultancy firm. The back secretariat will not be responsible for the failure by the bidder to pay the bidding document in time, for the bid dropping due to late arrival, delayed processing of the order of payment, and late payment of the bidding documents. The back shall close the dropping of bids at exactly 10:01 a.m. Only the back chairperson may cancel and or revise the duly signed letter of authority to purchase bid documents. Instructions on the submission and dropping of bids. Follow the checklist of the technical and financial document requirements uploaded with the bidding documents for the contract to be bid on. Absence of any required document shall be considered as failed of compliance on the required document and non-compliance of the bid. Chronologically arrange the documents in accordance with the checklist for the technical and financial documents. Provide an extant pagination and securely bind the documents. Affix initial and multiple pages to the documents. The initials on the pages together with the pagination. Affirm the authenticity of the pages bear indeed part of the submitted bid documents. Submit duly signed original and 1 machine copy of the bid documents. Machine copies of the documents must be from the original. Place the original technical proposal or document in the envelope and securely sealed. For the marking of the envelope containing the following text: original technical proposal or document. The name of the back chairperson and the name and address of the procuring entity. The contract ID and the name of the project is not open before 10 a.m. of July 27, 2026. Do the same for the original financial proposal or documents and put both the original technical and financial envelopes into one outer envelope. Label the outer envelope as original bid including the average text for the marking. Do the same above procedures for the copy by marking the envelopes as copy 1 for the technical and financial envelopes as well as the outer envelope. Place the envelopes labeled original bid in copy 1 and one other envelope and put the marking containing the text, name of the back chairperson, and the name and address of the procuring entity, the contract ID, the name of the project, and indicate the not open before 10 a.m. of July 27, 2026. Sample illustration in the instructions on the submission and dropping of bids. Other important matters. Prospective bidders are encouraged to conduct site inspection for them to determine whether this is the right project for them. Decisions on the back amending any provisions of the bidding documents shall be issued in writing through a supplemental or bid bulletin at least 7 calendar days before the deadline for the submission and receipt of bids. Minutes of the pre-bid conference will be posted in the back bulletin board, and prospective bidders are encouraged to read the minutes. Prospective bidders are also encouraged to regularly visit the postings in the FILJAS and DPWH websites to keep themselves abreast of the supplemental or bid bulletins that may be issued by them.
to share lang po yung additional information po sa ating mga projects. Namely 25 CSF 004, 25 CSF 005, and 26 CSF 002. So for 25 CSF 004, consultancy services for the conduct of initial environmental examination, IEE, for the pilot project in Albay for the project for capacity development in coastal engineering for disaster resiliency in the Republic of the Philippines. So ang criteria for evaluation po natin would be QCBE or QCBS po. So ang passing rate po natin for technical evaluation would be 80 points po. And for 25 CSF 005 naman po, consulting services for Geohazard assessment and Geological and Geotechnical investigation for the proposed bridge, building, facility, and slope protection projects in Region 5. So, ano po, ang ating criteria for evaluation po will be QCB and QCBS din po. Wherein yung technical score po, passing rate po natin is 80% or 80 points. So, additional information for 25 CSF 005, ang scope of work po natin would involve 10 sites for buildings, 18 for bridges, 1 for slope protection, 1 facility project, yung pong esplanade. And when in terms of borehole naman po, 152 po yung total ng boreholes na 30 meters, 4 for 12 meters, and 30 po para sa test pits. Lastly po, 26 CSF 001, consulting services for the conduct of feasibility studies, preliminary and detailed engineering, economic analysis, technical studies, traffic impact assessment of junction Sagñay to Iriga City bypass road. So indicative length po niya is 13 kilometers. Criteria for evaluation is QCB and QCBS. Scope would be full-scale studies. Then, gusto ko lang po sanang i-add po dito na during po dun sa pre-bid po natin nung last po, 26 CSF 001 for Daet Raypadilla Junction Rolando Andaya Road po. Nakatanggap po tayo ng request for clarification. That's why po, we will be requesting for bid bulletin po for updating po ng ating TUR. Ito po yung magiging changes po na pinopropose namin sa bagong TUR. Ma-include po yung hydraulic or drainage engineer. Kasi
For what project?
para dito po sa 26 CSF 002. At the same time po, para din po dun sa nauna nating project, 26 CSF 001 po. Kasi upon review po ng TOR, talaga pong na-omit po yung hydraulic and drainage engineering. Second part po.
002.
Seriously.
Revision of the bulletin for the
mag-add po ng hydrologist, hydraulic, drainage engineer.
bid bulletin 1.
Yes po.
Bid bulletin for 26 CSF 002 as to the terms of reference.
Yes po. Bali, same din po dun sa 26 CSF 001 kasi dun po natin mag-trace back po yung yung na-omit po na-omit po siya dun sa table. Gumawa na po kami ng lender. Bali yung sa request for clarification, wala forward po sa from office po. May mark po siya na
Ano yung sa proposal?
request po sa clarification ng 26 CSF 001. Then additional po is yung i-change lang po yung paragraphs that that describes po yung sites po. Kasi upon checking po, hindi po nagtatali yung number of sites na describe po dun sa paragraph versus po dun sa map and dun sa table. So if that would be yung mga areas of concern po na need po ma-address for 26 CSF 002. Then, siguro po, upon natapos po natin itong pre-bid, remind ko na lang din po si mga prospective bidders na meron din po tayong pwede pong paglagyan po na comments and suggestion for consultants din po sa ating TPF3 po, dun sa technical. Whenever po na may may mga proposal pa po na changes na sa POR. Kasi baka hindi po natin ma-address lahat po kung isa-isa po natin.
Ano natin?
Technical Proposal Form po 3, TTF3.
Okay, that
Ang title
includes
po niya ay Comments and Suggestion of Consultants on Terms and Preference and on Data Services and Facilities. So, yun lang naman po siguro.
Okay, thank you, Engineer Octa. So, since this pre-bid conference is via our DPWH YouTube channel, may I ask from our prospective bidders who are watching right now, if you have any queries or point of clarification about the discussion on the procurement projects at hand. Meron ba tayo? Ha? Naman. So based on our YouTube channel, the the viewers are from Green Collar Consulting Services, GCS, from Geographic Innovations for Development Solutions Incorporated, and from PHC Engineers Corporation. So may we reiterate if there are any questions or point of clarifications in order for us to conclude this activity. So, to reiterate, there will please check the bid bulletin to be issued for contract ID number 26 CSF002 as to the revision of the terms of reference. And please be guided by the said bid bulletin, and also please check this pre-bid conference meeting to be published in this Bank Secretariat Office. So, wala na. Naman. So, there being no other matters to be discussed, this pre-bid conference is hereby